Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today I'm having a review of the year 2020, kind of a Whisky.com rewind. And we're looking at all the stuff that happened in the year 2020 and how it affected us. We had ups, we had downs, and the main theme of this year was the pandemic. And the thing is, we're not hit that bad with the pandemic. Our sales in the German whiskey market went up considerably, so we are profiting of the pandemic. We are definitely not Team Virus, but we are profiting off that. We also had some trouble with the pandemic. We had to send all of our staff back home into home office, and that was a considerable amount of work to do. We had to take all their computers, ship them there. I drove them all there myself, and we had to set them up. We had to help everybody to connect all the computers, and it was a considerable amount, and our IT department really had to work overtime to handle all that. And yeah, in the end we managed to do that, and most of our staff is in home office, and all the staffers that are still here in the office, they all have pretty much a single room for themselves, so there is no really problem there. The other thing that we had a bit of a trouble it was with the tours. I couldn't do any big tours. I couldn't go to Scotland. I had planned 2 tours to Scotland, but I couldn't do any of them. So unfortunately, we had to postpone them to the next year. Hopefully next year we will be able to do the tours. We had a little tour to Switzerland that was like safety tour that we still, or not safety, but auxiliary tour that we did on the side. We could really arrange it really quickly. Everything was open. We could drive there. There was no big trouble there, and we could do 3 videos, 2 distillery videos and 1 interview video. Was kind of good, but it wasn't really a replacement for, let's say, 20 really Scottish distillery videos. The other thing that we're proud of what we could do was the live tastings. The live tastings with the regions. We had all the regions of Scotland, or all the major regions of Scotland, in the fall 2020, and it was really interesting to look at all the regions in great detail and bring you all these information. And in the end of the year, just a few days ago, we had the beginners and the advanced live tasting. That was quite fun, and there were quite many people there for our Whisky.com channel, and I think you enjoyed them as well. Then we had also the Whisky Vision TV cask now became 3 years old, and we're gonna have a live tasting on the 29th of January 2021, where we will try this 3 year and a day old whiskey together with Horst here, and we'll have another 3 whiskeys from St. Killian. That's the distillery we got the spirit from. And also we had on Whisky.com, we have improved our newsletter system, so you can actually now subscribe to daily newsletters of Whisky.com news, where we have news from the whiskey business in written form, and also the videos. If you have the trouble that you're not getting always getting messages from YouTube that we've uploaded new videos, you can subscribe to our videos by email, and then you can watch them directly in your browser. And in the end of the year, we have a yearly ritual, and that is looking at people who don't have it as good as we do, so we are giving away to charity. And we are really big fans of regional charities, so we are giving to the Seeshaupt Südsee, which is a local charity, which is helping children without their parents. What's the English word? I forgot that. yeah, and they are providing a house for them. They're giving them training. They are living there. They are raising them and bringing them into adulthood, where they can provide for themselves, and really working with them that they get an education, an apprenticeship, and that they get a good job, and then they don't get into lower echelons of society, but they start off with a good fair chance into our society to achieve something, to achieve their dreams. The other one is the Hatsuki Muler, which is kind of a similar thing. I don't think they provide homes, but they provide jobs, and they provide opportunities for disabled people. So people, doesn't matter if they are I think they're mostly disabled mentally, and I've actually had to work together with them because they collect a data security boxes with the papers that we want to that have secure data, and they have a lot of blind people that handle these paywalls, and they dispose of them, or they destroy them in a fashion that is certified that this data is not leaked to the public. So all the data that is your data at Whisky.com that may be printed out, that rarely happens with the Whisky.com, will be destroyed by the Hatsuki Muler, and we also give to them some money because they do a good job with these people that are not as lucky as most of us are. So that was the year 2020. Have a look at there was one thing where I gave as well. It was the local firefighters, and they are on voluntary basis. Usually when you're young, you go to the firefighters and you work there for a few years to do your due diligence. I never did that because I was abroad, and so I was feeling a bit guilty. So I said, okay, when I didn't give that anything of my physiques or my work, I can maybe pay them. And they just recently bought a new fire truck, so they are in desperate need of the money. So we gave them a fair amount of share, and we will continue that, as they do a really good job here in our local town to keep the fire away and rescue people from car accidents and stuff like that. So that was the year in 2020. If you have something very special that happened to you, write it down in the comments. If you have found whiskey this year, write it down in the comments. We'd really like to hear and have a chat with all the other commenters down there. That was it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.